Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Japanese video game designer Masahiro Sakurai has recently said the quiet part out loud, and some fans agree with what he is saying here and others not so much. Now, in Sakurai's latest video here on YouTube titled Start with a Climax Planning and Game Design, he makes it very clear that game pacing is very important in game development and that if you are making the game, don't fill it with all of these large cutscenes at the beginning of the game. Now, he said specifically that if you are going to make a game, consider kicking things off with a climatic scene right from the start. He goes on to say that the intro sequence of a game is extremely important, and yet I feel as though many games out there tend to be slow starters. They flesh out the protagonist's backstory, the world customs, their relationships with their friends, all for a long time. It's better to lead with a climatic event if you have one. With games in particular, players really want to take control and find out about your game. While it is okay to have events slowly unfold amongst the characters' daily lives. If you're going to do that, try to hand control to the player as soon as possible. In my opinion, you are best off bringing a narrative peak to the front of the story. If this doesn't work with the game structure, at least try to keep the opening short. In short, try to get players up and at them right from the get-go. Alright, finally, someone that has rank in the gaming industry has said the quiet part out loud, and I agree with Masahiro Sakurai 1000% because a lot of these newer games have these long cutscenes at the beginning of the game or throughout the game that really are not needed. Now, I will give you an example of a recently released game that has some really good pacing, and that is Shin Megami Tensei 5: Vengeance. I played this game a little before the game launched because Sega gave me a review copy, so shoutouts to them. It has been over a month now, and I am still playing through this game. I put over 100 hours into this game, and I am nowhere being finished. This is a large RPG game, and the pacing in this game is very well done because yes, at the beginning of the game, there are some cutscenes, there are some intro things here and there where it tells you how to move and interact with different players and things like this. But that's about 15 to 20 minutes. After that, you are on your own. The story has really begun. You start playing and interacting with different characters as far as the action and combat is concerned, and I think this is a well-done RPG. Of course, with this being a large-scale epic RPG throughout the game, there are some cutscenes here and there with character building and story elements and things like this, but they are not overdone. At the most, they're probably 5 to 10 minutes, and then you're right back into the action. I think that with this game, in particular with Shin Megami Tensei 5: Vengeance, that this is a good example of good pacing in a game, specifically for an RPG, because there are some RPGs out there, some action games, and some shooters out there that have some long cutscenes at the beginning of the game to the point where they are almost movies. And sometimes you may forget about what you are even playing because that has happened to me. To me, when I buy a game, I want to play the game to experience the gameplay and of course some of the story elements, but don't make these long cutscenes throughout the game. Yes, sometimes they are needed, but keep them short. And of course, what I am saying here and what Masahiro Sakurai said in this video doesn't apply to all games. This mainly applies to like RPGs, JRPGs, shooters sometimes, as well as large action games too. But I know that platformers like Mario, Kirby, things like that, we won't see cutscenes in those games. And if we do, they are very short, probably 1 to 2 minutes or maybe even 5 minutes at the most, even in large scale action games, action shooters, what have you, whether the cutscenes in those games are very short as well. They want to get you into the action and get you going. I think that is a good example of that as well. You know what's funny about this is that most Nintendo games, they want to get you right into the action and get you going. I am talking about first-party Nintendo games. Now, I can't say this about these other companies like Sony or Xbox or Microsoft, whatever. With some of these recent games that I've played personally, man, I don't know what they are doing. Are they making a movie or are they making a video game with some of the beginnings of these games? I don't know what's going on here. I understand that you want a player to have a cinematic experience, but come on, let's get to the action. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hey, do you agree with Masahiro Sakurai or do you disagree? Let me know down in the comment section. Please make sure to like this video, share this video. For the thousands of people out there that are watching this video right now and are not already subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on daily Nintendo news content. I will catch you guys in the next video.